What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Just wanted to take some time and give you guys a little bit of an update. It's been a while since I've had the opportunity to do that with you guys, so I wanted you guys to know what was going on and what I have planned. So I'm actually going to be starting off with a bit of sad news on this video, and that is the Black Rhino YJ, the Jeep buggy that I've built and that I've had for all these years, is actually getting sold, and I'm actually going to be getting rid of it. And the reason being is I have 2 kids. I need to have more room, you know, to be able to do some wheeling and some activities with them. And this vehicle is just not, you know, what I need right now for my family. So with that said, it is going to be going to a new home, and this is the last time that you guys are going to be seeing it. And with that said, if you fell for that garbage, then I got you. And hopefully you guys didn't believe any of the crap that I just threw at you guys right now, because that is 100% a lie. This thing is not going anywhere. I love this vehicle. I've poured a lot of my time, energy, money, blood, sweat, and tears into it. It is going to be around for a long, long time to come. But there is some truth to what I was saying, which is that my family is going to be coming wheeling, and as this thing sits right now, there's no back seat, and it's just a 2-seater. You know, so I cannot bring my 2 kids out with me. I have a 3-year-old daughter, and I have a 1.5-year-old son. They're still young, but they're getting older, and within the next, year to 2 years, they will be coming out with us on the trail. Hopefully starting with my daughter this coming summer, 2023. So I'm going to, without further ado, take some time just to explain to you guys what the plan is over the next couple of months. I have a deadline for the spring for myself as far as the things that I want to be able to get done, because I'm going to be turning this thing into a 4-seater. So stay tuned so you guys can see that all is going on. On to what I want to be doing and what's going to be happening in the coming season. So I basically want to take the fuel cell that you guys see here, and I need to pull it out. I need to pull out the power tank, the sort of cork crate that I have in the back there, the sort of storage bags, everything that you guys see that is in the back of this buggy right now. It is all coming out, minus the suck down winch. The suck down winch is gonna stay there, but it is coming out for good reason. And the reason for that is that I need to get a back seat in there. Now, when I originally, was building this, and, I was going back about sort of cage design and sort of the dovetail in the back, I'll be honest, I was not thinking, kids at the time. And of course, over the years, I'm married. As life will take you, I have 2 kids. I have a daughter who is a little bit over 3, and I have a son who is a little bit over 1.5 years now. And they're still very, very young, but we're getting to the point where my daughter's getting the age where my wife and I want to start bringing her out with us when we go sort of wheeling and camping. And my son will probably be a few years to follow. So I need to be able to get 2 kids in the back. And as my rig sits right now, just not gonna happen. So I had to do a ton of measuring and figure out a bunch of stuff, but I think I have come up with a solution. I'm gonna show you. Thanks to Jazz Products, and they make this awesome sort of smaller cell, is they have this cell here, which is only 9 inches as far as the width goes. Height is about the same, and obviously the length of it is pretty close to the other one. It's slightly bigger. It's 23 and 3/4, somewhere around there. So the beauty of that is that I'll be able to get this new cell, and I will be able to mount it right up, sort of flush where the suck down winch is here, and it'll fit right in between sort of the the tubing that I have here for the rear dove section that I have in my back area. And that will give me plenty of room to then have a 30-inch, I'm going to do a PRP rear bench seat that I'll be able to mount, you know, kind of right in between the shocks here. Now, there's obviously, you know, a bunch of other things that I kind of have to do in order to make this project work. Obviously, first thing is yanking everything out of here just so I can, you know, have the space to work. You know, but there's going to be some other logistics here too. So it's hard to see, but you know, my back section here isn't flat. It's actually sort of raised up on an angle, and obviously it gets higher as you kind of go further into the back. That was obviously done for clearance purposes, but you know, in order to, you know, have the seat mounted properly, if I were to mount it right now, the seat would kind of be tilted on a forward orientation. I need to basically make some brackets and or box it out a little bit so that I can get the mounting for the seat flat, so that way there's proper orientation of the seat. The kids, as they are obviously sitting in the back, they are safe. You know, they are in the seat with a little bit of a back angle, so you know, it's just snug, it fits them proper. And you know, I need to obviously be able to, you know, get a little bit of a crossbar here so I can mount two of you know, the 5-point harnesses that I plan on going in there, with a bunch of, you know, other things as well. I want to do an inner fender so that way it's not, you know, kind of completely open and, you know, they can't reach their hands down and touch the tires and things like that, as well as just work out a few other things to just, you know, keep them comfy, safe, all that fun stuff in the back area there. So that is going to be a fun project. There's definitely going to be a lot of little things that I'm going to have to do to make that work. The second piece to everything that I just kind of said there is, right now, my cage is fastback styled. So as it is, and if I kind of come over here, you know, I want to think that my kids' heads are probably going to be somewhere in line here, which is pretty high up from where the cage kind of bumps back now as it is. But you know, what I am going to do is probably add on some tubing here just to make it a little bit more of a family style cage. Now, how I do that and what that looks like, you know, I'm still kind of figuring out, you know, the design of it. But either way, you know, God forbid, just in case, and I'm always thinking safety first, especially with my kids, I do want something over their heads, you know, to keep them safe. But obviously too, the other aspect of it is if it is raining or there's any kind of inclement weather when we're out in the woods, I want to be able to obviously have that tubing come back so I can continue an aluminum roof a little bit further back just to keep them out of the elements, dry, and make things a little bit more comfortable for them. Now, in addition to all that, which is a lot because I'm basically changing up the entire rear setup that I have here at the moment, I also need to think about sort of what I want to be able to bring with me on the trail. And I have very, very limited space in this rig as it is. Up in the front and the passenger side, which you can't see because it's kind of stuffed behind the rain gear cover, I do have a PRP bag and there is some storage, you know, there, which I do have. In the back, I have 2 more PRP bags, and underneath it, I have a tool bag with some stuff, as well as, you know, a cork crate there to be able to carry some fluids and things with me on the trail. So I want to be able to maintain all of that, but I have to relocate it. And right now, the only option that I have is going to be probably building some kind of storage tray area over this section right here. So, you know, the new fuel cell is going to be mounted further back, kind of like where the cork crate is, but a little bit closer to the suck down winch here. And then, you know, from whatever area that is, you know, from where the seat back is forward, and obviously it'll have to be the shape of the you know, the back dove of the buggy at the moment. I'll build some sort of storage container that sits on top of it that obviously I can, you know, take out if I ever needed to access the, you know, suck down winch or the fuel cell, but with giving me the option to kind of throw a cooler on top so we can obviously have some stuff on the trail to eat, to drink, as well as to be able to put like my tool bag, some fluids and things like that. So I'm gonna have to get creative with that. That's probably gonna be the last thing to go, just because I wanna make sure that obviously everything else is dialed in and where it needs to be first. But that is basically, in a nutshell, where I am looking to be, you know, hopefully come springtime. Is I would like to be at least done with, you know, most of that stuff. All right, guys, I'm gonna start pulling out everything on the back of the buggy right now. So fuel cell, cork crate, some of the storage bags that I have. I gotta disconnect the fuel lines, all that fun stuff. So I got a lot to do, so I'm gonna throw it on a time lapse. So enjoy, time to get to it.
Then be crystalline, and you've got the faith that I could bring paradise. I'll forgive and forget before I'm paralyzed.
Well, as you guys can see, it is done. The back of the buggy is bare, and it is mega dirty. Got years of dirt and wheeling and all that fun stuff, so I'm gonna clean all that fun stuff up. And yeah, at least it is out now. I got lots of room. I can sort of take proper measurements and just make sure everything is good. Sort of just put a box in the back with the same measurements that I got from PRP's website as far as the seat that I want to get. And then I am going to order the bench sheet for the rear here and get that in, so that way I can kind of get everything else going. But yeah, the old fuel cell is out. The new one is next to it, so gives you guys a little bit of perspective. I definitely have some work to do. I gotta, you know, cut off this old fast fuel cell filler mount. This one's actually a Moto-Built one. I have the replacement over here, so gotta figure out where I want that. I'm probably gonna keep it on the same driver side. I'll probably just mount it more like on the fastback somewhere. Not too bad for one night, you know. Honestly, the thing that was the most time consuming was getting all the fuel out of that cell there. I actually filled up a 5-gallon fuel jug and I don't know, like a maybe 3.5 in the other one. So they're sitting over there. I wanted to get the fuel out of it because it's heavy enough as it is, let alone, you know, with 8 gallons of fuel sitting in it, it would just been a lot to do by myself. So when you can, work smarter, not harder. So it kind of worked out in this situation. So I'm on to the fuel cell now. Basically, I have got my new cell kind of disassembled. I have everything that I want. So this is basically going to be the pickup, the return, the vent, and I'm on my way to adding in some baffling right now. So fuel, just so you guys know, it's about 6 pounds per gallon. This is a 10-gallon tank. You know, so if you guys do some simple math, 6 times 10, you guys will kind of know how much weight that you guys have in the back of your particular fuel cell. So anyway, that's like a lot of bowling balls kind of just rolling around in this thing, especially when it's like half full or something like that. So to help keep that from sloshing around and sort of damaging the cell. You can add baffling in there. Now these come standard with foam. The problem with foam is it'll deteriorate over time. So you'll have to take the cell out, open it up, and replace it. Foam can kind of clog up your pickup. It can clog up your filter. If it gets past your filter, clog up your pump. If it gets past your pump, it can clog up your injectors. So I mean, obviously it would take a lot for that to happen, but this stuff is awesome. It doesn't deteriorate. You just put it right in the cell, one and done. Never have to worry about it again. It just stays in there for life. Basically I'll plumb this in all around the cell, all the way up to the top. And then once I can get enough of this in there, then basically I just need to put the cap on. I'm going to use the same sort of dump flap angled cap that I had before. I took it off the old cell, and I'm just going to swap it over to the new one. And then this cell will basically be done and ready to go for when I am ready to install it in the back of the buggy. But just wanted to kind of get that done this evening. I got the hydromat in there. It's a sort of a T-fitting, so basically it's just a cross. Then I have the return dumping right on top of the hydromat, so that way there will be always fuel that is, going onto the hydromat while the pump is on. So anyway, almost there, getting her done. Tired, it's a late night. Smell like gasoline, which I absolutely hate. Yeah, ready to call it quits, but I'm gonna finish this up, guys. So just to show you guys what it kind of looks like when it sits in there, so you guys can kind of see the hydromat at the bottom. You guys see sort of the baffling. It's all stacked kind of on each other. So I got the top row, the bottom row. I gotta leave some room here at the top because basically what I'll be using is this fast fill. And it recesses down a little bit, so I gotta be able to leave some room for that to go in there, as well as for the plunger to open when there's fuel, because if you roll over, what happens is the fuel hits this and it seals it shut. If you're obviously completely upside down, which is kind of cool, but I gotta be able to leave some room so the plunger can open. So basically, you just fill up the cell. The nice thing about the baffling is you can flatten it out, so like for the top layers, like right here in the corner, basically I have one on each side, and it's just sitting kind of flat like this, holding everything down. And then, I'll get as much as I can there in the center. And then obviously, if this stuff shifts around a little bit, that's fine. The idea is to just have something in there to keep fuel from like really sloshing around too fast. And that kind of gets the job done. So anyway, that's the baffling. So anyway, guys, that's it for this evening. I'm just gonna clean up now and probably catch a shower and just relax a little bit. So there's more to come, so definitely stay tuned. If you guys have not subscribed, definitely subscribe, follow. I'm trying to get as much content as I can on there, just so you guys can see the progress of this. And as it gets further along, you guys will get to meet my daughter. She is gonna be the tester of the rear seat. So that will be kind of fun to get her in the garage and help out. She always likes to play with my tools, but she's still young. She's a little over 3, so she's got some ways to go, but we're gonna start her young, and we're gonna definitely have some fun, guys. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. It's great to be able to put this content together. I enjoy doing this with you guys, and God bless. Have a great day. Bye.